Put your hands together and make some noise for Guy Buckland, ladies and gentlemen. Make some noise.
Hello everybody, as you can see, I'm a middle-aged, short man with ears, a bit like the handles of the FA Cup. And now, I don't know if you remember, but tonight is actually called Comedians of the Future. Do you remember that, Comedians of the Future? Well, I can tell you that as the oldest person on the bill tonight, my future is significantly shorter than all of theirs. I mean, most of them, well, a couple of them probably could be my younger siblings at a push. Most of them could be my children. And Lois, you remember Lois? Fucking hell, she could be my granddaughter. Which, it just makes me so depressed because I absolutely hate the fact that I'm getting older. I just can't stand it. Really, really hate it. Having said that, I'm not too keen on the alternative. That's death, by the way, in case you didn't... If I have to explain every joke, we're going to be here all night, okay? Right. I'm not too keen on the alternative, but I absolutely hate getting old. And I hate getting old for all the usual reasons. Obviously, you can see that I'm a bit follically challenged. I'm going bald. Going bald, okay? There's some around the back. Also, I know it's hard, for particularly the people at the back, to see this, but I'm putting on a little bit of weight. And I am going deaf. Thank you, sir. Jeez, at least one person is following the scripted, I'm going deaf, you say what, that kind of thing. But most of all, I hate the fact that I'm getting old because the most exciting thing to happen to me in the last few weeks is I've got to do my own bowel cancer screening, okay? Yeah, I have. And what you have to do is you have to poo on a piece of tissue, okay, and then send a sample of that poo off to, the NHS somewhere. And it's a bit like scooping out your own self-made smelly ice cream, okay, but with a much smaller spoon. Okay. But I also hate the fact that I'm getting old because of all the assumptions that people make about you. You've heard the expression, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Have you heard that one? Yeah, okay. What they really mean is that old people like Guy here can't get to grips with technology, right? And that is absolutely bollocks because I can get to grips with technology just like all of the young people, okay? You've seen some of these young people. I think there might even be a few young people in here tonight. One of the earlier acts was complaining about being, 25? Jesus. 25, wish I was 25. Anyway, I can use technology just like any other young person can. What that means is I can't leave the house without my mobile phone surgically attached to my hand, okay? I can't find my way to anywhere without the aid of a sat-nav device. And I can't send a text, like I did to my boss the other day, without a stupid smiley face, right? A ridiculous meme, and for some reason, an emoji of an aubergine. Yeah, I don't know why he got so upset. I really just don't know. But I do love data, though. And I love the data that you get on these apps that they have now on your mobile phone. You've seen these apps they have now? Okay. So, yeah, I know, it's good, isn't it? It's technology, apparently. So I love the fact that I can tell you that in 2021, I spent 21,000 minutes cycling. I can also tell you from another app that I spent 128,000 minutes, 602 minutes, sleeping. But the best stat from one of my apps that I can tell you is that in 2021, I spent 721 minutes listening to the music of Taylor Swift. Yeah, it's true. I absolutely love and adore Taylor Swift. She's just, not for those reasons, okay? I love her music. I love her really insightful lyrics, She's the only person able to get into the words of a song, the word narcissism. Now, I can't even fucking say it, but she's managed to get it into a song, which I think is pretty impressive. I loved her two lockdown albums, which were really melancholic reflections of the difficult times that we all lived through. Really, really great albums. But most of all, the reason I love Taylor Swift is for the song Shake It Off. Now, contrary to popular belief, Shake It Off is not a song about middle-aged wanking. I can see we've got a few middle-aged wankers in tonight. And I'm not going to talk about wanking, really, because... no, I'm not. I mean, it's a bit of a comedy cliche, isn't it? But my wife told me not to talk about wanking because she's bringing our son here tonight. He's here tonight, and he gets very embarrassed when I talk about wanking. Now, any of you who've got teenage children, you remember having to, particularly if they're sons and you're a father. I know Al probably has had this conversation. Have to have a conversation with your teenage son about wanking, and he got very embarrassed. So I'm not going to talk about wanking at all. No, seriously, the song Shake It Off is actually about the joy of life, isn't it? It's a fantastic song. And back in 2014, when it came out, I invented a little dad dance for that song. I loved it so much. And it went a bit like this, okay? I shake it off, shake it off, I shake it off, shake it off, I shake it off. Don't you know the words? And I would do this dad dance all the way around the kitchen table, and my wife, of course, she'd roll her eyes and all the rest of it. But my son, who was then 14, Jesus, he was so embarrassed and mortified at the idea of his dad liking Taylor Swift and doing a dad dance to Shake It Off. He just came up to me and said, Dad, stop, can we talk about wanking again, please? Anyway, before I finish, I'd just like to tell you a little bit about my wife. No, I didn't mean that way either. I mean, come on, I'm 58, I'm lucky if I get the opportunity these days. Anyway, I'd like to say about my wife, because we've been together for 30 years nearly, and I absolutely love her and adore her. She's my best friend, she's my soulmate, and I share everything about my life with her, obviously. And when I first thought about doing this comedy course, she was naturally the first person that I wanted to share the news with. So I said to my wife, I'm thinking of doing a comedy course. And she burst out laughing. Hysterically, uncontrollably. I thought she was going to wet herself. She was laughing so much. So I thought to myself, comedy. That's a good start. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the night.